Hi, welcome back to Her Holistic Path. This is my first postpartum update. I'm going to be doing these weekly just to kind of allow people to see what it's like to have two under two and just to continue the conversation on the postpartum period. So earlier I posted on my Instagram just about the postpartum blues, and I kind of wanted to touch on that a little bit more because I think a lot of women experience the postpartum blues. At least 15 to 20% of women will go through postpartum depression in America, and that's a pretty large number. And I would assume that even more people probably experience the postpartum blues because that is kind of a less severe version of postpartum depression and probably a very much shorter version. Some people have postpartum depression and their depression continues for years, but if you're dealing with the postpartum blues, then it's probably going to only last days, weeks, maybe a month, but it won't last, for a year or longer than that. But I just wanted to talk about some things that might be making you feel like you have the postpartum blues, or maybe even making you feel like you have postpartum depression. Because sometimes we tend to forget that we need to look at ourselves holistically, and if we are faulting ourselves in one area, then it's going to affect another area, but we might not notice it. So if you are feeling low, you just had a baby, there's a possibility that it's just because you're freaking sleepy and you're tired. Your newborn is up all night. If you are trying to do things throughout the day, then you're probably going to be exhausted. You're sleep deprived. And even if you sleep when the baby sleeps during the day, and then you're up during the night, like a 3 or 4 hour nap during the daytime is not going to replace the 8 hours of sleep at nighttime, or 9 hours, or however long you slept beforehand. It's not going to replace that. So just sleep deprivation alone can cause you to feel some sense of depression because you're tired, and when you don't sleep, your body does not have that chance to refuel and reset itself. Another thing that can kind of make you feel like you have the postpartum blues is poor nutrition. So not only are you getting a lack of sleep, and if you're breastfeeding, then you're losing even more energy. And if you have a poor diet, then that is really just making it worse and worse. So if you are starting to feel down, you may not be able to get more sleep, but you definitely can change your dietary habits. Try to, eat more greens, eat more fruits. Fruits will give you more energy. And definitely try to cook in bulk, cook big meals so that you don't have to cook every single day. And then you're not worried about missing a meal or snacking. And then drink lots of water, lots and lots of water. And then the third thing that I personally feel like can contribute to postpartum blues is isolation. This is something that I rarely hear anybody talking about, but if you just had a baby, then the chances are you're taking anywhere from 2 weeks to 12 weeks off from work, depending on, your job. And that period of time, being isolated in your house by yourself with just your baby, taking care of your baby all day, every day, just you, or maybe just you and your husband, or whatever the situation is, that is a long time to be in the house and not to interact with the outside world. Even if you don't have a lot of friends, most people go to work on a daily basis and they're interacting with people at their job, they're interacting with people during their commute. So just be cognizant of the fact that isolation is used as a degree of punishment. For example, in prison, when someone is acting out of order, some prisons will use isolation as a form of punishment. You go in a certain cell, I don't know, I guess they call it the hole, I'm just going off of TV, but you go in a cell and you don't come out for a certain amount of days, and that is your punishment. So if people are using that as a form of punishment, we have to realize that there are very specific psychological effects that isolation has on the human being, because we are creatures of community and we are meant to live amongst multiple people. We're not meant to live on these little islands all by ourselves. So I would encourage you, even if you can't go see family, or even if your family can't come see you, just get out the house. Go to a park that you know has people in it. You know, go to the mall. Go somewhere where there are other people, and just get out of your home, because day after day, the monotony of being in the house, it literally can drive you crazy, especially if you're a social person. And I feel like all humans are social. We just may have tendencies of being alone more, or wanting to be alone more than others. So I just wanted to bring that up, because it's something that we should talk about, and it's something that we shouldn't be afraid to talk about, because at the end of the day, I want to be happy. I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy my baby being like a little newborn, all of that. And I want other women to be able to enjoy that period too, and not for it to become this like dreaded time where it's like, oh, all I do is breastfeed, or all I do is change dirty diapers and I don't have a life. No, like let's change the conversation and find ways to really enjoy this time with our babies. And personally speaking, these things, taking note of these things and saying, okay, maybe I feel a little down today because I didn't sleep at all last night, or maybe I need to up, my health regimen. Maybe I haven't taken my vitamins the past couple days, and I've not eaten breakfast, and I've skipped meals, and I've been snacking. Being cognizant of those things has really helped me to stay as balanced as I possibly can be after having a baby, and also having an almost 2-year-old, which, by the way, like, whining is a whole nother language. Like, there's the English language, there's Google Gaga, and then there's whining, and that's what she's being fluent in right now. So pray for me, because the whining be touching my soul in a way that I never knew it could. But it's just really, it's building my patience to the nth degree. So if y'all have experienced any type of postpartum blues or postpartum depression or any type of mood disorder, please share the things that have helped you along your journey, and we can keep the conversation going. All right, y'all, have a blessed day.